Okay. So hello everyone. So it's an absolute pleasure to be there. So welcome all of you in the room and also joining us online for today's panel discussion. So I'm Yo Hong, the program head of Block 71 Chongqing at the NUS Research Institute. So I believe most of you would be quite familiar with this our annual event, InnoFest, which is one of the largest flagship tech innovation conferences in Asia. So with the aim to nurture startups and accelerate entrepreneurship in the region, it brings together the startups ecosystem from across Asia and the globe, as well as exciting new technologies and ideas. So significantly, it also gives our tech startups inclusive access to cut-rate investor and also the enterprise marketplace, and also provide participants with the latest insights and also trends in the innovation space. So as you all know, COVID-19 has brought many challenges to the nation, to the world's economy. It has been increasingly important for many governments, multinational enterprises, and also international investors to reconsider their development strategy for their plans and approaches. So with the significant global trends and the market dynamics, China also stated the double carbon pledge in September 2020. It has started releasing its top-level roadmap and also some sectorial plans to align with the significant trend. So I believe some of you have also heard the two major targets in China. First one is about a 2030 carbon peak, so which is net carbon emissions released into the atmosphere decreases after the peak, and also 2016 carbon neutrality, which is the carbon emissions released into the removed from the atmosphere are balanced. So basically, with the two objectives of the State Council and the central government, some preliminary government initiatives have been already released by the municipal or provincial level for some industry and the sectors in China, such as green buildings, industrial upgrading, energy efficiency, green technology, and green trade, etc. So, but will this be a growth opportunity for our innovation and tech startups? I believe some of the entrepreneurs probably will remain it under observation, as a very specific or detailed content has not been released yet. So on the contrary, sometimes opportunities never wait for us, for anyone. So we do see some companies or entrepreneurs has begun to act through the testbed from the different pilot projects to capture the insight and also modify their development strategies, the target markets to align with the global development trend. So today, we invite 4 speakers from different backgrounds to have a discussion together on this hot issue. And we also name it as China Stars towards carbon neutrality and the market-based exploration. And also we call it as the new growth pole for technology startups. So basically the discussion will include 2 parts. So first one is about an introduction of carbon neutrality with the highlights of the government, industry, corporate insights from the China and across the global mega trend. So the second part will be the main of our today's session. So in which 3 questions will be raised under today's topic, and we hope through our discussion and sharing can assist more entrepreneurs, tech startups, and also individuals to obtain an overview of the Chinese government initiative on the carbon neutrality, as well as to get some insights from the technology research, corporate dynamics, with some observations from the related associations to enlighten your thoughts and ideas in different ways for your entrepreneurial journey. But before the start, shall I also make an introduction for our panelists today? And also, we hope we would like to say a big thank you to all of them in here for their strong support. So the first one, the CEO and co-founder of Quantified Energy Labs, Dr. Wang Yan. So with over 15 years of R&D experience in the photovoltaic industry, Dr. Wang Yan is currently working at the Solar Energy Research Institute of Singapore as a director of photovoltaic model R&D division and a senior researcher at our NUS National University of Singapore. So the second one, the chairman of the Jizhong Energy Technology, Mr. Zhou Zhong. So Mr. Zhou Zhong is a registered professional engineer and also certified green building engineer, certified energy auditor, and also a member of the American Society of Energy Engineers. He has provided energy analysis for more than 1,000 energy users, including the universities, hospitals, government buildings, and cold water plants and power plants, etc. He also participated more than 300 energy saving projects in the village design, construction, and the commissioning. Yeah. So the third one is the founder and also CEO of Active8 IT Solution, Mr. Sam Pei. So Active8 is one of the fast-growing IT and manpower solution provider. It is listed as one of the top 50 vendor of Infocom Communication Media Development Authority, Singapore. So under the SME Go Digital Initiative. Sam has also established his company in Chongqing last year, and also it aims to bring these advanced concepts, technologies, and smart solutions to Chongqing with a strong focus on the smart construction and the green building. Yeah, so the last one is the founder and the CEO of Golden Data, Dr. Max Tao. So Golden Data is a UK-based company comprised of skillful team consisting of experienced AI specialists and the data analysts who are coming to global industrial companies. So Golden Data just also landed in Chongqing this year at Block 71 Chongqing. And also Golden Data team have delved into the key technologies such as real-time data processing, dynamic data modeling, and data visualization, and machine learning, and artificial intelligence to help customers to make scientific and data-driven decisions. So Max is the founder, and with a PhD degree in the specialization of big data IT architecture from the University of Manchester, UK. So many thanks to all of you for your preparation and also your time and the support for today's panel discussion. As I have shared earlier, so for the first part of today, so we also would like to invite our specialist to give everyone an overview of carbon neutrality with the significant insights from the different perspective. Yeah, so let's welcome Mr. Jojo. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Xie. And it is my pleasure to give a very brief talk on highlights of the significant government initiatives and the policy trends of carbon neutrality in China. So my name is John Zhou. Still, you know, I founded my business 11 years ago. So my business is based on Singapore Suzhou Industrial Park, city of Suzhou, which is very close to the city of Shanghai. Okay, next slide. So dual carbon policies in China, as everyone knows, on September 20, 2020, Chinese President Xi Jinping announced to the world for the first time at the 75th United Nations General Assembly that China will strive to reach carbon peak by 2030 and achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. So the next chart shows the timeline of the policies issued in China. Actually, on January 2021, the Chinese Ministry of Ecology and Environmental formulated the measure for the administration of carbon emissions trading. That's a draft version. On March 2021, the State Council issued the 14th five-year plan and the vision for 2035. Last year, October 2021, the State Council issued the Carbon Peak Action Plan before 2030. NDRC, that means the National Development of Reform Commission, issued the notice of further deepening the market-based reform of the on-grid electricity price for coal-fired power generation. April, that's last month, 2022, NEA, that's National Energy Administration, and the MST, Chinese Ministry of Science and Technology, issued the 14th five-year plan for scientific and technological innovation in the energy sector. The State Council also issued the 14th five-year plan for the development of digital economy. This year, May 2020, the State Council gives a priority to supporting the construction of a large clean energy basis. So that in the very, recently, Chinese has issued a lot of policy trying to promote dual carbon in China. Next slide. Okay. Okay. Again, in 2021, the renewable energy power generation will exceed 1 trillion kilowatt hours for the first time. And the proportion of non-fossil energy power generation will increase from 20% 34.2% in 2016 to 34.5% in 2021. By 2030, the total installed capacity of wind power and solar power will reach more than 1.2 billion kilowatt. The left chart shows actually that's the 2016 to 2021 China's installed capacity of renewable energy and its proportion in total power generation capacity. The right chart shows the national power generation and the proportion of the non-fossil energy power generation from 2016 to 2021. Okay, next slide. The challenges of dual carbon policies. There are, last slide. Okay, so there are many challenges to implement dual carbon goals in China. As a summary, there are unbalanced energy structure. Oops. Okay, low energy efficiency level, balanced contradiction between development and dual carbon neutrality. So unbalanced energy structure. So coal accounts for almost 60% of the total energy consumption. The high carbon lock-in effect caused by the coal-dominated energy structure is the main obstacle for China to achieve the carbon peaking goal. The eastern region in China lacks energy resources, but the demand for energy is large. The central and western region in China are rich in energy resources, but the energy consumption is relatively small. Low energy efficiency level. The energy consumption of China's manufacturing sector accounts for 65% of the country's total energy consumption. So the energy consumption per unit of GDP in China is still 1.5 times the world average and 2.6 times that of the developed countries. Next slide. The impact of the dual carbon policies for the new energy technology products. You know, the dual carbon policies bring a great news to a lot of industries, such as renewable energy, energy storage, new energy vehicles, and energy efficiency industry. For the renewable energy sector, in 2021, more than 60% of Chinese electricity still relies on coal-fired thermal power generation. And the wind power generation and the photovoltaic power generation only accounts for 7.9% and 3.9% respectively. By 2030, the total installed capacity of wind power and solar power will reach more than 1.2 billion kilowatt. Energy storage. In 2021, the newly installed energy storage capacity will reach to 7.4 gigawatt. And pumped hydro energy storage accounts for 71.1%. And electrochemical energy storage accounts for 24.9%. So that accounts for the more than 95% of the new increases. In addition, with the advancement of China's power reform, as the price difference between the peak and off-peak increases reach to 4 versus 1 in some area, larger scale energy storage would be used as a power source to charge user for capacity fees, indicating that the revenue efficiency of the energy storage industry has improved significantly. New energy vehicles, in view of China's high independence on oil imports and the lack of the coal technology advantage of a few vehicles. Under the dual carbon target plan, China has increasingly developed the new energy vehicle industry. In 2021, the global sales of a new energy vehicle will be 6.75 million, of which the sales in the Chinese market will reach 3.52 million, a year-on-year increase of more than 160%. Energy efficiency industry. China's energy consumption per unit of GDP is still, as I mentioned, is still very high. So Chinese government are expanding the penalty for enterprises with high efficiency consumption or lower efficiency equipment. So the increase in cost will promote the application of investment in more advanced and efficiency equipment. That's a new energy technology products. Okay, next slide. Energy-related services. As I mentioned, considering energy-related service sector, they are energy carbon emission digitalization, intelligent O&M management, intelligent operation of equipment, plus the optimization of the power system application. For the energy carbon emission digitalization, with the growth of digital technology and the low cost, energy digitalization is the basis for establishing a carbon emission assessment system. And there are a lot of manufacturing sites in China has installed the digital energy management platform recently. So for the intelligent O&M management, so with the development of the economy, there are more and more large scale and widely distributed industries, including wind power and solar, large scale equipment sites or park. And the requirement for the effectiveness and management.
Sorry, Mr. Zhou, I think we can't hear your voice. You have muted your microphone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now it's okay. Thank you.
Okay. Do I need to go back?
Yeah, maybe just 50 seconds. I think should be okay. Just back to the context in 50 seconds.
Okay. So the intelligent operation of equipment compared with the traditional human experience control, the optimal control strategy of equipment and the systems based on cloud computing, big data, AI, 5G, and other technology is more timely, reliable, efficient, and sustainable. The last one is the optimization of a power system application. The main body of the power grid in China is becoming more and more complex. The traditional technology are difficult to support. So the multi-energy flow scenario are common. And the regional multi-energy flow optimal dispatch needs are clear and feasible. Next slide. Okay. And the professional consulting services. That's a green trading, the green energy trading, carbon financing, carbon assessment, and carbon assessment assessment management, plus the market intelligence. So these are the services that are relatively very new in China market. But they are potential, there are a lot of Fortune 500 companies in China. They do have the manufacturing sites in China. They are requiring their carbon, carbon neutrality goals is very aggressive. For example, one European multinational company, they set the 2035 as a goal to achieve carbon neutrality. So what they need the green energy trading. They needed the carbon finance, all these kind of opportunity. That brings more opportunity for a business in China to consider. A lot of startup are considering, how to trade the green energy, how to help the clients to achieve the carbon credit management and even the carbon assessment management. So I believe, these are pretty much what I can share today, and don't know if anyone has questions.
Yeah, okay. Many thanks, Mr. Zhou. So I believe the info that you have shared would be very useful for our many entrepreneurs to have an understanding of the carbon neutrality, especially from a micro view of the international trends and then move to the China region. So this definitely would be good for us, or even we say for everyone, to reconsider their approaches for the target industry or we say market. So yeah, so after Mr. Zhou's sharing, I think this also would be quite interesting to kickstart and also invite our others 3 panelists to share their consideration from their own perspective. We also would like to know whether it still would be new for us. So under the rapidly growing Chinese market, have you taken any actions and measures to respond to this important trend from your perspective, and why? So as you all know, Dr. Wang Yan indeed also can be a representative of technology research of photovoltaic, photovoltaic industry from the university perspective, and exactly he's also an entrepreneur with his own company in Singapore for many years. So we also got two more reps from the tech startups angle, which is Dr. Max Cao and also Mr. Sam Tay, and exactly they also from the different industries. So yeah, so maybe we start with Dr. Wang Yan, and would like to have an would like to listen, like have you take any actions or measures to respond to this important trend from your perspective, especially in your research areas or focus, and why? Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So thanks for having me in InnoWest this year. My name is Wang Yan, CEO of Quantified Energy Labs from Singapore. Quantified Energy Labs, QE Labs for short, is a spin-off company from Solar Energy Research Institute of Singapore, CERES, at the National University of Singapore in US. The founding team, including myself, are all senior research fellows from NUS. We have done deep tech research on solar for many years. In the startup, we focus on develop and commercialization of digital solutions for solar PV industry. Our products covering initial site survey, PV system design, installation, auditing, commissioning, and operation and maintenance, all phases across the solar PV system lifecycle. China-based companies has dominated the solar PV supply chain. About 90% of the PV module actually are made by Chinese companies. In the domestic market in China, also growing up, by far it has turned into the largest single market in the world, and about 1/3 to 40% of the global market share. And of course, it's the most important market for us as a startup. And actually, in the past 1 year, we have secured several projects from the local customers, and these are in the pipelines and will be delivered hopefully in Q3 this year. And as a former researcher from NUS, we believe the best way to push forward IP or research results from the research is by the way to build a startup and by ourselves. So by the inventor. But that's how we create the QE Labs, and hope this could be worked. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Wang Yan. So exactly, I think the government initiatives and the research focus seem to be interlinked sometimes, as it can provide an opportunity to identify suitable, or we say potential software prototypes, or we say MVP, minimum viable product, from uni lab to the market. So after Dr. Wang Yan's sharing, so I think some of you also would be quite curious how the two entrepreneurs' thoughts are. So can we also start from Dr. Max Cao? Yeah, so maybe how is your overall consideration regarding this mega trend? Thank you.
Okay, thanks for Mr. Xie's introduction, and thanks for Dr. Wang's sharing. My name is Max. I'm from Golden Data. Golden Data is a data software service company resided in the manufacturing sector, which I think Mr. Zhou just mentioned. The manufacturing sector contribute a lot carbon in the China market at the moment. So we have already feel a very strong energy solution demands from our customers, I think, which is driven by the carbon neutrality 2060 policy in China. In the past 2 years, we helped our China customers build AI-based digital energy management systems to improve the operation efficiency of their energy consuming equipments. We believed combining AI technologies and data-driven operation is a key for the manufacturers to run more efficiently and more environment-friendly. For instance, we developed an AI-based digital air compressor control system could help a customer save more than 50% of their annual energy costs, which is a significant contribution to the carbon neutrality target to the customer. Our team have developed a AIoT platform for easily accessing and integrating manufacturers' data and help them quickly establish an energy monitoring system. Based on the real-time IoT data, our data and analysis professionals will work with the customers to build an optimized operation model. And eventually, our target is to build the closed-loop control system to let the AI run the system more efficiently. Apart from the commercial projects we have already been involved, we also keep investing on our research team to explore innovative digital solutions to our manufacturing clients. So in the research domain, we are seeking cooperations with universities and other parties for the latest technologies. So that's all actions so far. Okay, back to you, Mr. Xie.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Maxwell. So I think actually industrial upgrading actually also is quite a huge topic. So I believe what Mr. Samte is doing, so which is also the focus on the smart construction and the green building. Also, this would be related to the industrial upgrading and the transformation. So thus, can we also check how is your consideration? Like, have you taken any actions so far? Especially, I think you have entered the Chinese market for a while. Yeah, we also like to hear how is your consideration. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, can I just turn on your microphone, Sam? Yeah, thank you.
Hi, thank you, Yoho. Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Samte. I'm the CEO of Activate IT Solution Private Limited. Activate IT Solutions, we are a provider of smart construction project management solutions. We are also a provider of building information modeling service, converting both new project from design stage to construction stage, 2D drawings into 3D model, and establishing using BIM to actually manage all the project progress. In the maintenance space, FM space, we also provide BIM building information model to actually integrate with IoT sensors, and we allow building owners to actually visualize all their informations and also develop applications for specific maintenance needs. So this is the space where we are all these years. In line with the carbon neutrality plan in China, we have actually studied this intention over a couple of years back. What we have done is that in 2020, when COVID-19 struck, we decided and feel that it is time that we can actually enter the China market. One is to actually realize that it is a very protected economy, and it is actually growing the space of this carbon neutrality and also into the green space. So in 2020, we decided to enter China, and in October, after we heard about the announcement, I ventured into Chongqing and do our groundwork research on the policy, on how real is the policy, how aggressive is the government unit in supporting this initiative. So we went over to Chongqing and we did our ground research, and we realized that they are resonating very aggressively in harmony towards this initiative. So in 2021, we decided to set up our JV company in Chongqing. And until today, we are very fortunate and very happy under the support of Enterprise Singapore, IMDA, and also NUS Block 71, and most importantly, CCIB in Chongqing, whereby they support us and we managed to get into a JV partnership with the Building Authority of Chongqing, Su Jingwei. And this has already landed and concluded. We have set up our JV company. The reason of doing this is that we realize that as a foreign company into the China market, we need to partner with the local authority or key players in order to share our solutions in line to enter into this business opportunity. And in the space of carbon neutrality or green space that they call it, we actually will be providing our solutions, our building information modeling, our smart building visualization platform. Like for example, in the space of visualizing using 3D BIM model, working with solar panel. We are now also working with a few partners in China, whereby we're going to BIPV, building integrated photovoltaics projects, whereby their hardware is actually sensors are linked to our BIM model, presented on our platform, and then used for facility management and continuous maintenance of their green initiative. So this is actually what we have done, and we realize that the market is very aggressive and they are very positive in trying to meet the 2030 and 2060 initiative. Yeah. Thank you. Back to you, Yo-Ho.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. Yeah, also thanks all for your wonderful sharing. So I think definitely the three different highlights will help many startups to have a deeper understanding of carbon neutrality and also assist them to think about how they can leverage their existing R&D technologies and products as well as market resources to make the trend. Yeah. So as Mr. Zhou Zhong and I have also mentioned earlier, so we do also see some top-level documents, including working guidance, action plans has progressively released in recent years. I think many people also feel quite curious that where you think this bring more opportunities to you, or say to your company, and also do you also foresee some potential challenges in fitting into this trend in China? So yeah, maybe we start with Dr. Wang Yan again, and what's your observation for these initiatives? And will this bring more opportunity to tech startups, or do you think it probably will also bring more challenges to some specific industries or market? Yeah, Mr. Wang Yan, please. Thank you. Sorry, Mr. Wang, can you also turn on your microphone? Yeah, thank you.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question. And sure, of course, the central government's initiative on carbon neutrality brings a great opportunity for us. And these new initiatives, as far as I know, that approximately 100 gigawatt of solar PV system will be deployed annually in the next 10 years. So let's assuming the market, the standard product nowadays is 500 watts in average. So that means about 200 million piece of solar panels will be installed somewhere in China. And by 2030, there will be about 3 billion piece of the solar panel accumulated, installed, and generating clean energy to power the Chinese economy. Therefore, such a large amount of highly distributed power generator possesses a great challenge, either in the daily operation of the PV systems or in the asset management of such a large amount investment. And from my point of view, using the digital solutions is a no-brainer choice. At QE Labs, our primary product is the autonomous drone coupled electroluminescence mapping service and the AI-powered data analytics service. And we have developed the solution for the global market. And this year we will deploy the first set of the equipment to Chinese market, and through our local partners, including the certification body and the leading testing labs, as well as the state-owned energy companies. Yeah, we are ready to work with our business partners to tackle this great challenge and to protect our clients' investment and maximize their return on solar. Thanks. Back to you.
Okay, thank you again, Dr. Wang Yan. So after the sharing from the perspective of technology research of uni, so can we also move it to our experienced entrepreneurs and the startups? Especially, I think both Dr. Max Tao and Mr. Sam Tei also have their own opinion on the target industry and the market through their business development experiences in the past few years. So can we also start with Dr. Max Tao again? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thanks. I think I certainly agree with Dr. Wang. We believe China government's initiatives on carbon neutrality will bring more opportunities to our company and to the industry. We see China's initiatives and policies implementation is running very efficient on industry leading companies. And the demand will then pass to the other SME companies via the supply chain quickly. The propagation process is normally running very quickly and efficiently. One of our project example as a startup and SME company, we have already been involved in a steel cold rolling project with one of the world's biggest steel maker enterprise in China. Our software provides a virtual simulation of the steel making process by integrating with digital twin and machine learning technologies. The simulation system is focusing on the energy consumption and greenhouse gas emission and equipment efficiency measurements. We have proved the effect of our system will reduce around 3% of the total energy consumptions. So that's I think that's a very good example of a small company to work with the industry leading companies to tackle the energy problem solutions. And in terms of the challenges, I think there's 2 points come out in my mind. Firstly, I think the fusion of the IT and OT is still a challenge I can see, especially in the manufacturing industry. This is not a new problem. The knowledge gap between the IT and OT is tremendous. Therefore, cross-boundary solution is not easy. However, it's definitely required for energy saving project or carbon neutrality projects. So I would say this will still be a challenge for the teams to coordinate together, to work together to provide cross-boundary solutions. And the second challenge I think is the computation. I think the carbon neutrality is undoubtedly direction for the China government. Therefore, we can foresee many companies will dive into this track. However, like other tech tracks, only a few companies, we believe, with very strong advanced technology will survive in the competition. So I think for the small and medium-sized companies, we shall be ready to face a very intense competition in this track. However, I agree. I think a health competition will always have a positive impact to our business. So Those are the two challenges I think we should address in the future. Back to you. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Maxwell. I think you also made a very good example for us as a reference. So shall we just invite Mr. Samte to continue directly to understand how is his consideration as well? Yeah. Thanks.
Sure. Thank you, Hong. Okay. Thank you, my two peers who actually shared, Dr. Wang and Dr. Max. What you have mentioned, the opportunity is very real. The challenges are also very real. To add on to what you have actually shared, I would like to share from SME business owner perspective entering the Chinese market. I think we need to be very realistic. The initiative is very real. We witnessed it firsthand, very aggressively implemented. There is definitely a vast market out there, but all of us being enterprise trying to enter the Chinese market, we must be able to land what we decided to do and put it into action plan and reap the benefit in our strategy and our plan execution. However, to do that, you must be prepared to be able to land yourself into the market itself, be there personally, whereby you can actually understand the culture in doing business, understanding the actual challenges, and also overcoming all these challenges face to face with your audience, because the local market still require all this. So all the technological challenge, all the business commercial challenges are very real. Like what Max has mentioned, the Chinese market is huge, but a lot of companies will definitely sprung up to take advantage of this opportunity, especially the Chinese are very, very fast. So for all of us who want to do business in China, taking advantage of this opportunity, we must be very well prepared, and we must be there, and the team must be there to be able to engage, merge culture, and address all the challenges. Yeah, this is what I have to share in addition to what both Dr. Wang and Max have shared. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Sam. So after all of your sharing for the two questions, I think it would be good to pass back to Mr. Zhou Zhong to invite him to give us some macro views with new ideas regarding this initiative further. I think the last question would be also quite interesting, and then many entrepreneurs also are keen to understand. So which is like from the top level design and action plan. So which field do you think has most potential to rise and grow? So maybe also you can briefly highlight your observation or assessments as well. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Zhou.
Okay. Thanks for the question, and I think this question is very good. So among energy efficiency and the mix optimization, green transport, waste economy, and the green trade, green building, industrial upgrading, among these areas are all very good, have the business opportunity in China to achieve carbon neutrality goals. So, but I would say, if you need to pick one, I would say the energy efficiency and the mix optimization had the most potential for a lot of business to explore. So the first, as I mentioned before, manufacturing is still the largest energy consuming industry in China, accounts for 65% of the total country's energy, much higher than that in Europe and the United States. So the secondary, since China's reform and development, the industry has developed very rapidly, especially in the past 20 years. So, from the perspective of the operation cycle of industrial equipment, a huge number of enterprises have old equipment and low energy efficiency. For example, in a city of Suzhou, Suzhou is the #1 manufacturing city in China. Most manufacturing sites were built between 1995 to 2000. That means a lot of energy management improvements may exist. So the third, with the application of new technology, such as a lot of experts mentioned, the big data, AI, and the traditional equipment operation and management has more opportunity to be improved. And there is a great potential to further use new technology to optimize operations and improve energy efficiency. So as a summary, energy efficiency and mix optimization does has the most potential to rise and grow in China. So that's pretty much I can share for this question. Any questions?
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Zhou. So also many thanks to our 4 panelists for sharing today. So through our discussion today, it will be quite helpful for our tech startups and technology enterprises to get an understanding of the carbon neutrality, as well as to get some insights into the potential opportunities of new technologies and smart solutions in China. So carbon neutrality definitely will be increasingly important for every industry and the market across the world. And also we believe new technologies and smart solutions will certainly further promote the development and transformation of the traditional industry in some way. So I think there are very good points that our speakers mentioned many times during their sharing. So which is China market is huge, but the competition also is quite intensive. So we have to be well prepared and also strategically plan your business before you enter the market, always start your business in China. Yeah, so I think this also would be the end of our panel discussion today. So moving forward, please feel free to approach us directly if you have any interest in China. So from our perspective, Block 71 Suzhou and Block 71 Chongqing, and even we can say Block 71 China will be definitely as one of your best development partners to help your business development in China. Yeah, so in the end, we would like to many thanks to our 4 special guests again for your wonderful sharing today. Thank you. Yeah, thanks everyone. Yeah,
Thank you.
bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.